So, there's this song by the Beach Boys titled Kokomo. And in fact, they reference an island called Aruba. After my experience there, I would have rather went to Kokomo. I'll tell you why in a moment. But first, let me introduce you to myself. I am Roz. I am a content creator, but I'm also a travel advisor who specializes in relocation astrology. And I'm here to talk about the different experiences I have with traveling and lifestyling in these particular different areas. And what else do I also do? I also help women find their ease with traveling by recommending destinations that match their interest and lifestyle. And see, my goal is here to help women feel confident and excited about traveling so they can have the best possible experience. Now that I mentioned that, I want to get into the story of my time in Aruba. So, around this time, I was living in New York, and who would have known that a hurricane, and I want to say it's Hurricane Irene, that occurred at that time. Now, I had saved and planned for this travel event. I went with my friends, and she had brought her mom and her sister, and I brought my daughter. It was like a family fun friend trip. And it's a summery thing, you know. And throughout that trip, I had encountered different obstacles along the way. But the worst part, I believe, was when I got there. And I'll tell you more about that. But first, let's just explain what happened when I got there. So, with the hurricane, my airline was delayed, right? Then by the time we got on the flight from New York to Atlanta, we had missed the other flight that was going to Aruba. Now, no other planes were going back out because of the weather. And as you know, we were stuck. Me and my daughter were stuck in Atlanta. Luckily, my cousin was there. And at the time, this was so last minute, I called her and said, look, we're stuck at the airport. Would you be able to come get us? She came and got us. Her husband came and got us. Was so happy. And they were so nice enough to bring us back the next day. But it was a great experience in Atlanta to spend the day there with her and her family. And so then once we got on the plane to go to Aruba, we were getting excited, you know, getting ready for the island vibe, the vacation, all of that. As we got there, I remember just getting settled and getting situated, and my friend picked out the place for us to go. Now, I've never been to this resort, but it's a well-known chain resort that's all-inclusive for most of the places. I'm not going to say the name here, but let's just say I don't ever go to those chains again whenever I see them, no matter where I'm going, because of the experience I had there in Aruba. I digress. So, with that being said, I ended up going to our room and our items in the safe. Now, at this time, we didn't have what they have as digital currency, electronic like cards, but we did have, I had an ATM card, I believe, and I know I had cash, American dollars. Didn't exchange it, the currency there or anything like that. Like I said, this was my first day, so I was getting situated. That night, actually, we had a nice time, and in that morning, we get an alert that the maintenance people need to come and check our room. Some kind of leak or something, which I didn't report, but they were supposed to be doing maintenance on all the rooms. Housekeeping was there as well, so it was really busy. Then my friends, they were ready to go to breakfast and get things situated, so we were on like this busy schedule. How I left, I remember our stuff being put in the safe. There we are. When I come back, I had some weird feeling because some things look a little disarrayed, and I'm talking about near the safe. Something said, go check your wallet. I went and checked the wallet, and I was hoping everything would be all right, but I had this really bad feeling. When I went and looked in the wallet, my money was gone. My cash was gone. I was left with like maybe $20 or $50. But the rest of my money I have, which I had quite a bit because I wanted to have money to eat and money to buy some souvenirs and just have transportation and enjoy it, have a good time, was gone. I was hurt. All kind of emotions ran through. Okay. I had to process that at that moment. Then my friend, she met me because they had separate rooms. She met me and she said, let's go downstairs to the lobby and report this, as we did. This was what I was surprised about, how we got a very cold response from the hotel lobby and the staff there. Basically, it was just like I think the staff was saying, hey, how do we know this is true? And we're like, excuse me? Like, true? And my friend is very calm and she's very professional. Not saying that you can't be that way, but she was very professional. She at that point was livid, and we were both livid, and we had every right to be, because I was just been betrayed, and I trusted this place of establishment, and they're just treating me like crap. As far as, okay, and yeah, whatever. So we end up going to the police department to file a police report. They took my ID, my information, we made the report, but there was nothing done at the end of the day because they really didn't do anything, couldn't do nothing. So at the time, I just remember thinking like, I don't think this is going to get resolved. And there were some other things, if you look at the news around that time, it might have happened right before, probably a couple years, might have happened a year or so before then, where it was a major case that was international that happened. And that didn't get resolved either, huh? I'm just saying. Now, a little bit about Aruba. Aruba is an island that's off the coast of South America, at the north part of South America. And it's right near Curacao, if I'm saying that correctly. If not, oops, oh well. And sorry. But it's right off that coast, and it is colonized from the Dutch, and also, it's Latino, Spanish, Native American, that type of energy, and Afro-Caribbean type energy. So there was different mixtures of people there. So there was different various ethnicities of staff from those regions that were there, that lived in that island and worked there and worked at the hotel. I just remember feeling betrayed because there were so many other people, and this is why I have on my Park Avenue glasses, because they must thought I was this wealthy woman. And I received that, but at the time I was a working woman and I saved my money, my hard-earned money, to enjoy a nice trip at the resort. And I've seen so many other people, and I'm not doing any comparisons, so don't get me wrong with that, but I'm just saying how there were people there that had nannies, babies, families. They had nannies with them. So they really, this was a luxury place, a luxury hotel, 5-star accommodation hotel. So for this to happen was really like, wow, okay. So what I learned from this trip was that, always keep your currency with you. When you go to the before I go to the hotel now, I go to the airport when I land, just because the fees are a little cheaper if I'm not familiar with the local area nearby the hotel, because sometimes some hotels won't have currency converter. So I will get my currency converted. It causes less issues because the American dollar is still valued in different places still, in many countries and locations. Except for when you go to Europe, our dollar is very low compared to theirs. And when also too, carry debit cards and credit cards. Have an emergency credit card where you just have that credit card for nothing but travel. And that way, and have it set for a travel alert. So that way the credit card won't have any issues when you're using it out of the country or you're using it out of state for any type of fraud issues and identity theft issues. Now, the next thing is traveler's checks. I should have got traveler's checks back then, but I don't know if they still do traveler's checks. That I will have to look up. But if they still do that, that's still a good option too. Traveler's checks work if places even still accept it. Now, I know you might go to a local vendor or shop and they might just want to take the cash. That's why you do your currency conversion. So that way you can have them, give them the money that you have. I shouldn't have had that American dollars on me. Even though that country did, I believe, take some American dollars. And obviously it was very high value and they took my American dollars, right? And the last thing is, I would say insurance. Now, when I went to the island, I had insurance, but my insurance didn't cover theft. Also, my insurance didn't even really cover my hurricane cover. It only covered a certain portion, and they paid me only for 1 day and part of the hotel reimbursement, not even the full reimbursement of that day of the hotel. And let me tell you this, it took forever to get that claim paid. It took more than 6 months to get that claim paid. So when you're looking at trip insurance, because a lot of times when you're booking travel, they're going to come up with a pop-up window, or it's going to be suggested to you by a travel advisor or agent to get insurance. Get the information of the company that they are using, the insurance company. Look at the clause, read the fine print. I know sometimes we don't have time to do that, but definitely do it, because a lot of times it could be a difference from night and day in how much you can be reimbursed, whether you're sick, whether you miss a flight, or whether you have some kind of other occurrences that happen that are of no control of your own, like the weather. With this pandemic, there's so much stuff that's coming up that there was different revising with the insurance and stuff like that, and that's why it's good to definitely make sure you have a good plan if you choose to have it. Also, to check and see if your credit cards may have some type of backup for you as far as reinsurance. I don't know, like quality protection or something like that. Something that can help you along the way during your trip to make you feel safe and secure. And lastly, with that, do not store your stuff in the safe, because I don't know what, but how did you get in the safe? So I knew it was from the staff, but it was just that simple. So I keep stuff with me, or I store it where it's in obvious places where they would not find it. Till this day, I'm like that. I don't leave nothing out in my hotel room. I keep stuff well hidden. I don't care where I'm at. I can be in Antarctica. I'm going to keep it well hidden, because at this point, I'm not taking any chances anymore. Fool me once, shame on me, so as they say. And then I want to get into the other portion of this trip, Astrocartography. And I'm also going to throw location astrology in there. Now, Astrocartography was founded by Jim Lewis. Location astrology is founded by Stephen Cozy. There are different modalities that help you about your energy placement, which I mentioned before in another video, which I'll go into detail in other videos and podcasts about that if you're interested. But when I looked back and traced my trip from that time and my placements, I realized that was not a good area for me to go. I was going to face different obstacles there because of my energy lines. Now, you're probably saying, this is really true? Well, I could say, yeah, because I lived through it and I experienced it. And this is before I knew about any of this. So for me, I saw it with my own eyes after the fact. And why not have that extra insurance and protection to know, hey, I'm not going to get caught up in any type of situation like that. I'm here to have fun. I'm not here to lose out on any type of money or be of discomfort. You know, you want to travel. The part of travel is leisure to have fun, right? That's what I thought. Now, another thing worth mentioning is that I, with the location astrology, also went and did the hotel because I was like, this was a 5 freaking star hotel. What happened? Well, come to find out, the way my room was located and where my lines were located in location astrology with that hotel, I was set up for those type of incidents to occur. Yes, I know this sounds unbelievable, but it did happen and it was shown. So, I don't know what to say, but it did happen and I did experience that. Now, in case you want to know, I haven't been back to Aruba. Probably won't go back there. I'm good. It was a beach for me. It was just a big island with the beach. And I'm sure they have pretty nice little cute homes that have a Dutch appeal to it. But because I didn't like it and I didn't have the best experience, doesn't mean that you wouldn't have the best experience. What I wanted to share is that your travel may be different from mine, and it could be based on the certain energy placements as I mentioned before. And then also too, just be mindful of different things that do occur when traveling to different areas, especially when you're traveling outside the USA. But nowadays, even when you're traveling inside the USA, you need to be careful, period, right? Yes, because hey, it's a different world now. So other than that, I hope you liked the video. I hope I didn't leave anything out. And then if I did, I'll just add it to the next video. How about that? But thank you for joining me today and listening to me. In case you're interested in knowing more about any of the stuff I mentioned, just hit me up. And also, too, I would like to hear your opinions about this. You can leave comments. You can like the video. And if you think this would be interesting to somebody else, please share it. I would greatly appreciate it. And I thank you in advance for doing so. All right, until the next time, take care.